Legal Seafoods does fine dining for regular people, operating 35 restaurants in 6 states and serving almost 7 million people annually. They also employ over 4,000 people, who together are responsible for making Legal Seafoods a fixture on Best Restaurants in America lists and the country's premier destination for quality seafood. How did they get so successful? By controlling every step of the process, from the ocean to your table. That's why a busy day at Legal Seafoods doesn't start here. It starts here. And it starts very, very early.
Hey.
Morning, Mike.
Tom.
How are you?
Pleasure to meet you.
You too, you too.
Tom Matthews is Legal Seafood's head buyer. His day starts while most people are still sleeping.
Right off the bat, I'm a California boy. I'm wearing 16 layers and I'm still freezing right now.
It's Tom's job to make sure Legal Seafood's customers only get the best fish available.
Where are we right now?
Right now, you're on the oldest working fish bay in the country.
Really?
Yeah.
How old?
Yeah, that's a good question. There's actually one boat to be offloaded.
Okay.
And there's plenty of fish on there, and we got to get to work.
Okay, we gotta get. I was gonna say this is early right now for me.
Yeah, well, it's just a little late for me.
It's late
So,
for you?
yeah,
All right. We're gonna
should
get started.
going.
Okay. I do admit this is a beautiful day.
Yeah, it is. Very nice.
I'm really excited to learn about this. All right, so this is where all the fish come in.
Yeah.
What are we looking for here?
Right now, we're going to be looking at to see the quality of the fish. So we're looking at this fish is in rigor right now. It's nice and solid. It's very cold. In here, we're going to want to check the gills, and we can lift this up. We can see inside. Now the gills are a little faded.
Okay.
They're red, but they're still good. But it's typical of redfish. But right now, there's still good color.
Okay.
There's good scales on it. Everything about it, it looks good.
That's a good fish.
Yeah, these are good fish. So we're going to try and find fish that we like to see. A lot of fish that still has a shine to it.
Right.
Good color.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And the gray sole, hence the gray on the bottom.
Okay.
So that's what we're going to be looking for in these other fish. Cod's going to be coming up, so why don't we just go get suited up and we'll come right back.
All right, sounds good.
Thank you.
After Tom got me suited up, I was ready to work on the docks.
Let's do this.
All right, so listen, we're going to be getting some codfish right here.
Okay.
This is something we're going to be looking for. This is our fish. This is what we
beautiful.
want. These
Beautiful.
are the
Look at
park-
these big guys.
Right, these are some lights large. This one here is a little relaxed. We might not want that one.
Okay.
It's too
So that's something else we're looking for. We're looking for too relaxed.
We like this. This is what
Nice
we want.
stiff.
Nice stiff fish.
That's the large
We're
guy.
gonna go. This is a market. It's a smaller one, but it is beautiful fish, but too small for what we want. That's going to be on the market side.
What about this guy? This
Yeah,
guy?
this is good right here. That's
Okay.
a nice fish too. Large. We'll throw that one right in there. And we'll take that in there.
Okay. All right. What next?
That's it. Well, I head over to the QCC and offload this cod.
Okay, should I wear this still over there?
Yeah, I don't even know why you're wearing it now.
Perfect. Thanks a lot, Tom. I'll see you.
Once the fish leaves the docks, it's off to Legal Seafood's Quality Control Center, where the day's catch is processed and inspected.
All right, thank you. And Luke, thanks for the ride.
You're welcome. That was my pleasure.
Oh, excellent. Had a good time.
Thank you.
Hi,
Hey, Mike. Roger Berkowitz.
Mike Capes. Nice to meet you.
Welcome to the Legal Seafood's Quality Control Center. Let's suit you up and then we'll go in.
Okay. Hairnet. Okay. I've never worn a beard net before. Here we go.
What we do here is test our product to make sure it's pure. So as an example, every shipment of shellfish that comes in is held in quarantine, and then we do a scientific sampling to make sure that it's pure.
Okay.
When it comes to swordfish and tuna fish, as an example, we do tests on it to check the mercury content of those fish. No one really does that on a quality assurance end of it that goes directly out to the consumer. So we pride ourselves that we do things a little bit differently here.
Okay.
What we're doing is we're going to shuck some moisture
Okay.
and we're going to take a 50-gram sample. Would you like to try one?
Sure, I'll try this, Chuck.
We want to go right in that little groove right there.
Okay.
Lab tech isn't a job most people would associate with the restaurant business, but Legal Seafood's commitment to quality control is what separates them from their competitors.
What do we do next?
We are going to pulverize this sample with some buffer solution. We're going to put it in the blender.
Okay.
And we're going to inoculate these tubes, these test tubes with 1 milliliter each.
Gotcha.
We're testing for coliforms, which is an indicator of water quality.
Okay.
After 24 hours, we inspect it, it's either negative or positive. If it's negative, we go to the next step. We're going to plate for Vibrio species. Vibrio is an organism that's found in seawater. If the concentration gets too high, it can make you ill.
Oh, we don't want that.
No, we don't want that.
Okay, so
So
we're
we
testing
test
pretty
for
hard
that.
for
Yes,
that.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
As Roger continued to show me around, I couldn't help but be impressed by how seriously everyone took safety standards around here.
We tag it up and we do inspections in here as well. We keep this at 38 degrees.
I was going to say, we're in a giant refrigerator.
We are in this whole building now. Everything that we do in terms of handling fresh fish is under refrigeration.
Okay, makes
And
sense.
that really maintains the integrity.
Right.
Let's go over here to the lobster room.
Okay.
And this is the laboratory at the heart of the quality control center.
Once they're ungraded, and also some of the lobsters here, we get ready to ship out for our mail order department as well.
So with a mail order, is this something I'm at home in California, I can order lobster?
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
You can order mail order lobsters, and they come out of the food tank nice and spicy.
Oh, I love it.
I learned a lot about health regulations that day, as well as a few other things.
Is this a male lobster or a female lobster?
It looks like a male. Am I
No,
wrong?
it's a female.
How do we know?
Because the tail section is wider. In a male, it's more narrow. But also another way of testing is to flip it over. The first set of feelers on a female, they're soft and flexible. And the first set of feelers on a male, it's hard and inflexible. Always order a female lobster.
Okay.
There's more meat in the tail section.
Good tip. That is a good tip.
An hour later, I was at Legal Harborside, the company's flagship restaurant right on the Boston waterfront. And I got there just in time for lunch. What else do you guys do to give back to the community?
We're well associated with Boston Children's Hospital. Actually, since 1995, every year we've donated a portion of our holiday gift card sales to the hospital, and I'm so proud to say that that has equated to over $1.5 million to date.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had an amazing meal with some great company, but it was time to get back to work. So I was off to the kitchen for some culinary training with the guy responsible for some of the best food in Boston, Executive Chef Chris Cowan.
I think there's a couple iconic New England dishes that we should take you through just so you can get the hang of it.
Okay, now we're gonna see if my appearance matches my skill.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's do this.
Absolutely, let's do it. Anna McAllister, who used to work for us, actually was Roger's babysitter back in the day.
No way.
Yeah, so on every single Legal Seafoods menu, we have our Anna's Baked Cod. So this is as classic as Legal Seafoods as it gets.
Now we know when we look at the menu, we know who Anna is.
can.
What's the next one?
So the next one we're gonna do is a traditional Legal Seafoods clam bake. If you were doing this out on a beach with a couple of buddies, we'd be digging a hole in the sand and we'd be layering everything up.
Ah, there it is. There it is. Beautiful.
This is our Portuguese fisherman stew set. You have some local little necks. We cook those up ahead of time, we save the broth. You have a little bit of the Prince Edward Island mussels like we had before. Some local kale. We have some local cod. And then we have that beautiful chorizo like we had before. And we have some diced Yukon Gold potatoes.
What's your favorite part about working for Legal Seafoods?
The most important part for me, being the chef of this property, is seeing the happy guests in the dining room, right? So there's a lot of work that goes into it. My job here is to make sure that the finished product on the plate represents all of the hard work that goes into it, from the fish pier all the way to when we get it here in the restaurant.
I'll tell you what, I've seen it all, and everyone's doing a fantastic job. Orders up.
Sadly, my time at Legal Seafoods was coming to a close. It had been a long but incredibly rewarding day. There was so much more that went into bringing great food to the table than I could have ever imagined, at least at this restaurant. What an amazing place to work. A great company, great people, and great food. What more could you want?